The Donovan Mitchell era in Utah is officially over, as the Jazz have traded the young star to the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a huge deal because it completely changes the direction both franchises are headed in. Let's break down this trade from the perspective of both teams and see why this is such a good deal for the Cavs. At around 3:30 p.m. on Thursday, September 1st, ESPN NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski sent out a signature Woj bomb, reporting that the Cleveland Cavaliers had acquired Donovan Mitchell from the Utah Jazz. About 10 minutes later, he reported the full details of the trade, revealing the Cavs traded Lauri Markkanen, Ochai Agbaji, Colin Sexton, 3 unprotected first-round picks, and 2 pick swaps to the Utah Jazz for their star shooting guard. Here's what this trade means for the Utah Jazz. First off, this decision signals that the Utah Jazz want to rebuild and are officially headed into tanking mode. This offseason, they traded Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell for a haul of picks and young players. For a while, it sounded like they were going to keep Donovan Mitchell and try to build around him, but obviously that is no longer the case. I think rebuilding is a very smart decision by the Jazz, and here's why. Over the last couple of years, they have consistently flamed out in the playoffs, and I honestly think that they have accomplished all that they can accomplish with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert as their best players. I want to make it clear, Gobert and Mitchell are not the reason why the Jazz failed to make a deep playoff run. The biggest issue has been how their roster has been constructed. Still, I think their championship window had closed, and I think Danny Ainge is very smart for realizing that. I also think Ainge is very smart for hitting the reset button at the perfect time, rather than waiting and allowing Gobert and Mitchell to decrease in value as they age and reach the end of their prime. Now they can rebuild their roster through the draft or by trading their massive collection of first-round picks. This is the perfect way to start a rebuild. Before we move on and talk about the Cavs, I do have to talk about this potential deal the Jazz had with the Knicks. After the trade had been announced, Wojnarowski tweeted that in July, the New York Knicks offered the Jazz a package including RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. This is a pretty good package, and I'm really surprised that the Utah Jazz didn't accept this over the Cavs offer. I guess the Jazz just want to be as bad as humanly possible so they can get Victor Wembanyama next year, but they are losing a lot of value in my opinion by not accepting this deal from the New York Knicks. I get that none of these players are stars yet, but RJ Barrett looked really good last year, Obi Toppin has promise, and Mitchell Robinson is a really solid center. The Jazz did get 2 pick swaps from the Cavs, but this collection of players is way better than what they got. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but I'm just excited to see how they rebuild their roster. Now let's talk about what this deal means for the Cavaliers. I'm gonna be completely honest, I love this deal for the Cavs. The reason I love this deal so much for them is because this gives them a second star level creator to put next to Darius Garland. Last year, the Cavs had a below average offense, and Darius Garland was really their only star level offensive player. Now that they have Mitchell, they have somebody who can carry the scoring load while Garland carries the playmaking load. I think Mitchell and Garland are going to fit extremely well with each other, and I think this makes the Cavs offense pretty freaking good. They're not gonna have the 20th ranked offense in the NBA like they did last year. That's just not happening. There are going to be some issues defensively here because Mitchell and Garland are not great defenders. However, the Cavs have 2 big men in Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen who are very good defenders in their own right, and they have Isaac Okoro who is a very good perimeter defender. They had a top 10 defense in the league last year, and I don't think that's going to change, especially if Evan Mobley takes a leap next year. Another potential issue with this team is their depth, or lack thereof, because they really only have Kevin Love and Karis LeVert coming off the bench. However, I think this team is built for the playoffs. Having 2 high-level creators in Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, along with a center like Evan Mobley who provides elite defensive versatility, makes this Cavs team extremely dangerous. Another great part about this deal is that it sets them up to be really good in the future. Right now, no one in the Cavs starting lineup is over the age of 25. That is insane, especially considering that they're probably going to be really good right away. Just imagine how good they're going to be in a few years when Evan Mobley and Darius Garland reach their prime. When that happens, they're going to be very scary. This is a good trade for both teams, and I can't wait to see how this works out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my channel for more videos like this, and I will see y'all next time.